All right, welcome back to Knoxville. Post-game press conference of the second-round matchup between Toledo and Tennessee. We ask that you please state your name and affiliation before any questions. We're joined by student-athletes Sara Puckett and Jordan Walker and Coach Kellie Harper. Coach, start us off with your thoughts after tonight's win.
Yeah, we're so excited to be going back to the Sweet 16, and I'm really proud of our team and how we've played in these first two games. I think we've played really well from top to bottom, our starters and our bench, and I'm really proud. I will say that right now there's a lot of excitement on Rocky Top. Obviously with our men in the Sweet 16 as well. It's just a lot of fun, great vibes. Love the crowd and the energy here in Thompson Bowling Arena. And then the other thing right now, just love watching the tournament and pulling for the SEC teams. So I'm also proud that we're one of four teams continuing on.
Questions for the student athletes?
For Sara, 7 different players hit threes tonight, but I think you knocked down all 3 of your attempts. What was it you were seeing, and what was it that made it a little easier maybe to shoot tonight against Toledo?
Honestly, I just went in the game, and I was just going to let take what the defense was giving me, and I felt like that's what I did. And, I was very confident in myself today, I felt like, more than past games. And so I'm just going to continue on with that, and I knew everybody around me was confident in me too.
Frank DeLuca, WBIR. Sara, this was almost 2 months between double-digit scoring efforts for you. What does it feel like to, get back in the groove on this stage?
It feels really good. I have to applaud my teammates for, being so confident in me because that honestly just is the biggest confidence boost for me, to just be able to see big smiles on their face coming out meeting me at half court and that type of thing. But, yeah, it's really excited, and I'm just ready to see what we're going to do in the rest of the tournament.
Now, Sara Puckett, you mentioned how you felt just really confident heading into this game. Did a lot of that confidence stem from the previous win where you guys won by almost a very similar score? It's like deja vu.
Yes, for sure. We knew what we needed to come in here and do, and we did exactly that. And we're not going to let our foot off the gas. So that's a big confidence boost for the team, but also me personally.
For Jordan, another game where the shots weren't falling early, but you guys did take the lead from the start. What helped you guys get into a rhythm there? And was it maybe early at the beginning? I think the first minute of the second quarter when a couple of threes went down by Caroline, or what happened to get the comfort level going?
I think just continuing to trust, in the process and trusting our offense, but especially trusting in our defense. We knew that if we could get stops on the defensive end, that would lead to offense for us. So I think that just continuing to trust that and letting the offense come to us was really key.
Tyler Waples with the Daily Times. For either player, obviously you guys dealt with some adversity this season, as always, but especially with a little bit of a rough start. Now you're back to the Sweet 16 for 2 times in 2 years. How does that make it a little bit sweeter knowing that you've dealt with some hardships this season?
It really all paid off for us. Obviously, we've had goals since the season started, and when you go through adversity, you just have to remember those goals. And I'm really just proud of this team for keeping those at the forefront and continuing to push every single day in practice, each game, just to get better, pulling for one another. And that's why we're at where we're at right now.
Alec Cunningham with Blank News. Sara, how's your face feeling after that big elbow?
It's a lot better. It was just watering a little bit, but after we just sat down for a little bit, I was good. So.
For either player, these were your 2 biggest margins of victory of the season. In the week leading up to the NCAA tournament, did it feel like this team was operating on a whole new level?
I do think that in practice we were, a lot more competitive whenever we were able to scrimmage some and everything, and we were locking in on the attention to detail, I felt like, and just really, we knew what we had to do, like I said earlier, whenever we started the first game on Saturday, and so we're just going to, take this on in the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, this goes for either player as well. So, obviously now knowing that you're going to advance to the Sweet 16, you would face off against a familiar foe in Virginia Tech that you had a close battle with. Is there anything you're looking to do differently against the Hokies that did not go your way last time?
I mean, yes, there's going to be some things that we do differently this time around. I think that they're a great team and we are a great team. We've come a long way since that game, so that's really exciting for us just because we know that the growth that we've had. So just that in itself, I think, is going to be a different game.
Anything else for the student athletes? Okay, thank you so much. Questions for Coach Kellie Harper?
Coach, for you as well, obviously, some of that adversity that you faced earlier this season, now to get back to the Sweet 16. For 2 times in 2 seasons, how sweet is that?
Yeah, I'm really happy for our players in particular that that they've, went out and rewarded themselves in the best way with, continuing to play. And I'm happy for them because they stuck with it. They really pushed and stayed confident with what we could still do, even in November, and I'm proud of them for that. And there's no doubt that the early part of our schedule and the results that we had in some of those losses, that could have broken a lot of teams. It really could have. And it did not break us. It made us stronger.
Kelly, you guys became just the 4th team, according to ESPN Stats and Info, to win each of your first 2 games by 45 points each. The only other team to do that was UConn. And the last 2 times they did it, they went on to win a title. I'm going to segue to, you have 7 different players make a 3, but you're playing defense like that. So you're getting the bucket in the basket, but you're also getting back on defense. That combination, how much is that maybe a very big sign of the growth of this team?
Well, I think we're playing our best when we're sharing the basketball and we're getting contributions. Obviously, the shots fell for us tonight. But to me, the bigger growth is the defensive end and our attention to detail defensively, our aggressiveness, our focus, and really just the belief in that's where we can win games. And obviously, a really good offensive night for us, both games, but our defense set the tone for us.
Coach, what's it like to see Jillian Hollingshed and Sara Puckett lead this team in scoring?
Is that what happened? We have a lot of people that are capable of putting the ball in the hole. And, we've got 2 dynamic players with Rakia and Jordan, and they command a lot of attention. And I think today's game, you got to see other people have opportunities because of the focus on those 2 players. And, they knocked it down. Those 2 were unselfish and were able to find other folks and, still did what they needed to do. But, proud of Jillian and how she's been playing, proud of Sara I was so happy for Sara knocking those shots down. I think that's great for her confidence moving forward.
All right, Coach. Now, how huge is it really to know that you're going to play a team that you've already seen earlier, just looking ahead to the Sweet 16 now, a team that you've already seen earlier in the season that you were so close against? How huge is that going to be heading into this matchup?
I don't know at this point if you need any motivation, any extra motivation. I think, when you get to the Sweet 16, you're clawing and fighting, but our players remember that game and would love to have an opportunity to get that one back. I think both teams are different than we were earlier in the year. We'll definitely go back and review that game and make sure that we're making the adjustments that we need to make, but also probably more importantly, looking at who they are now, looking at who we are now, devising a game, coming up with a game plan that makes sense for us next weekend.
Coach, when you were scheduling that early gauntlet in the non-conference, how much of the thought process was, come tournament time, we're scheduling these games now so that absolutely nothing can take us by surprise?
Yeah, I think the biggest reason we scheduled that, we wanted to challenge our team, and we wanted to push our team to be the best possible team that we could be. Obviously, I wanted some wins. I wanted a few more wins than we got early on, and still to this point, maybe overdid it. But our players have not complained. Our players really embraced it, and I do think it made us tougher. And we've seen a lot. We've seen a lot of really, really good basketball teams, and I think that's why right now we're confident taking the court. I think not only did our non-conference schedule prepare us, but our SEC schedule obviously prepared us. I mean, it's also a gauntlet.
Some of these players having been in the Sweet 16 last year maybe help make this one a little easier. I mean, I know Rakia, this is her first tournament ever, but and Jordan wasn't playing last year. But does that maybe help as you head to this next level?
Yeah, I think so. You have players like Jordan Walker and Sara Puckett, Tess Darby, Caroline Striplin. Those players who are playing good, solid minutes for us now were in the Sweet 16 last year. And I think that experience, and Tamari's not playing, but she's here. Jordan didn't play last year, but she was there. So I think just the feel and vibe and understanding of what it is, I think that's important.
Kellie, we've talked about Jordan Horson a lot this season just because she came in with you and it's her senior year. But after not playing last season, getting to go to the Sweet 16 herself, but also, what you guys have built here. I mean, what does all that mean to you to see a player like her stay and help you build this program?
Yeah, I'm so excited for her to be able to go to the Sweet 16. Last year, obviously, I was so excited for our team to be there. But earlier today, I was really thinking about her and wanted the opportunity for her. I wanted her to be able to experience that as a player as well. And, I'm really happy for our entire team, but, proud of her and her growth since she's been here. So it's a special accomplishment.
Actually, following up on that, how is her, if you haven't addressed that, I'm sorry if you have, but just her ankle and. Yeah.
I honestly haven't even been able to talk to her. She'll be fine. I told her, I said the good thing was she'd have some time to rehab since we were playing more basketball next weekend. So.
Actually, I want to ask about Jasmine Franklin and what she brought tonight, taking a charge, just the different hustle plays and just the physicality that she kind of established for you.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I felt going into the game, I felt like Jasmine could be a big player for us today with her experience and with the size that with Toledo's size not being overwhelming to her, I felt like she could really have an impact, and she did. I mean, she made a lot of plays, got a lot of boards, was aggressive with the ball in her minutes. So I thought she was really good. And I think you've got a fifth-year player that is experienced and talented and athletic. That's huge in the NCAA tournament.
Last question.
Did someone ask you about Jordan tying your career assists?
No.
She did.
She did.
I mean, is it kind of just a poetic way for this to happen since you guys are so close and just what she's done for this program?
Yeah, I think that's kind of has to happen, right? She's got to get mine. I'm proud of her. I didn't know that until I was told that, I think, in one of the previous press conferences. So I'm proud of her, and obviously she's written her name in our record books here at Tennessee. And when you do that, you've had to add a lot of accomplishments because our tradition here is of excellence is so unmatched, and there are so many talented players that have come before. So for her to be able to put her name on lists of great players, and not including myself in that, I mean all those other lists that she's on, I'm just really proud of her.
Coach, thank you.
I'll have fun with her on this assist though thing. I will. Thank you.
Coach, thank you.